Killzone 3, the latest in the Killzone installment, exclusively for the PlayStation game series, has returned, and you're back with the Helghast after their crushing defeat, which includes the killing of their leader. Now, while this may have seemed like a great ending to Killzone 2 when you killed him and the obvious defeat, instead, what you've accomplished is left them in disarray with two vying sides for the control of their army and a bigger need for vengeance upon the rest of the human race and the crushing defeat of you. Now, first off, I gotta say about this game is, as we all know from the Killzone series, Killzone 1 was supposed to be the Halo killer, Killzone 2 was supposed to be the COD killer. And instead, what we got was a really bad shooting gallery game in the first one, and the second one was a mess of controls, guns that were completely unrealistic, and a very bad targeting system. Plus, a drab look that resembles something that may have come from Gears of War. Luckily, with the third one, they've reevaluated everything, apparently really listened to the players, which is really great of Guerrilla Games to do such a thing, and answered most of our needs. The guns, while not perfect, because none are perfect, but they're at least better in control, in weight, in realism, in tracking, everything. The controls are a lot better for guns, and the guns feel more like they should, which is really, really nice. Another big problem was the look. The second one was so drab, so dry, so boring after a while that it got old really quickly just because nothing popped out, nothing came out at you. And with Killzone 3, they have succeeded in not only bringing color to it, but bringing a brightness and a vividness that makes just the opening scenes alone, your jaw drop and go, this is probably the most beautiful game I've ever seen in my life. The opening vista scene is just amazing. You actually start out the game in your training mission as Helghast, and just seeing through the glass and the colors and the scenery and everything, it is amazing. It is beautiful work, and the team who created the design and everything should be very proud of themselves. This is, like I said, probably the single most beautiful game I've seen ever. And if they're only going to get better from here, the way graphics are going, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Storyline-wise, it's a generic storyline. Honestly, this is the PS3 version of Halo. Face it, that's all it's ever been. That's all it's going to be. You've got the bad guys, you've got the good guys. Good guys have to now make it out. You're stuck in the middle of Helghast after you've killed the leader. I mean, this takes place like seconds after the end of the second one, and you got to make your way out and still defeat them because they're now on a full retaliation scale against you. New stuff in it. Jetpacks, they're there. A lot of fun, interesting play. Make for some interesting kills, especially in multiplayer. I was kind of weary anytime you talk about mechs in a game. No one really handles mechs very well. Lost Planet was probably one of the best ones, and even their mechs were kind of clunky. So you have some exoskeleton mechs things you use. Really awesome. Really, really awesome. Look really cool, because right at the beginning you get to see some, and playing with them is really fun, surprisingly. I was really happy to see that. You got some vehicle work, which is cool. Nothing new, but some power to it. Lot of guns. Just if you have a chance to ever look at the guide, sections on weapons and stuff is huge, and now different types of enemies is huge. There's a lot of variance in this game, which is good because the levels are tremendously long levels. There's only 8 chapters to it, but they're really, really long. But it keeps changing up, which is really cool because at first I was like, wow, okay, this is going to get pretty dull after a little bit. You hit the Army of 2 point where it's kill, kill, same thing, same thing, same thing. they managed to change things up. Like second one, you're in a vehicle, then you're on your own, then all of a sudden you end up jumping into an exoskeleton, all in one chapter. So the change up, the different types of guns you can pick up, the different fights, it's really keeps it going. It doesn't follow a generic format of your end boss is your boss at the end of every chapter. There may be the huge boss in the middle of the chapter, and you have to keep going. So it's great in terms of the setup, storyline. It's interesting. Voice characters. One that's really stuck out to me was Malcolm McDowell. Gets to shine in this one. He really is the main. To me, whenever I see a cutscene with him, that's when I get really excited. He's so charismatic as his evil character. He's so manipulative and conniving. His voice brings out that character so well. And he does such a good job as an arrogant, conniving, manipulative guy that it really makes it. The acting, he stands out as the actor who really helps bring you in and believable that this guy feels this way. So it's a fun game. The multiplayer, anymore, like I've said before, multiplayer they kind of start running together. Some great maps. It's fun. Gotta love that I don't have to pay for it at all. And a lot of guys already out there playing, so jump into some games just to get an idea. I haven't heard about any support. I assume they're going to come out with more maps. I know initially I got a couple of the old maps from Killzone 2, which was cool. But it's reward system, kind of like a dice reward system, like Bad Company a little bit. It very much reminded me of Bad Company 2 multiplayer feel with the rewards and kind of some of the setup. I'm wondering how much like one of those teams was involved with it, or if they were just kind of looked at that, saw the success, and then go, hey, maybe that's what we need to do. But it's a great game. Really happy about it. Definite pick up and buy. I could see multiple playthroughs at least of this. At the different levels. Like I started on Recruit, just kind of testing out what I thought, and then moved up. And it's worth it, and there's enough interest to keep it going. And will there be a Killzone 4? Who knows? Are they going to take this as far as Halo has? Because, Halo Reach was supposed to be the last one for Bungie, but Microsoft didn't say that was the last one. So is this the last Killzone? Who knows? Play through, see the storyline, find out what happens, and you decide if there's going to be another one or not.